Kristi Noem, who is our Secretary of Homeland Security, had a little trouble today defining habeas corpus during a budget hearing in the Senate. This is Senator Maggie Hassan. Let's roll the tape.
So, Secretary Noem, what is habeas corpus?
Well, habeas corpus is a constitutional right that the president has to be able to remove people from this country and suspend their right
let me stop you, ma'am. Habeas corpus, excuse me, that's incorrect.
President Lincoln used it.
Excuse me. Habeas corpus is the legal principle that requires that the government provide a public reason for detaining and imprisoning people. If not for that protection, the government could simply arrest people, including American citizens, and hold them indefinitely for no reason. Habeas corpus is the foundational right that separates free societies like America from police states like North Korea.
What are your initial reactions to this?
It's just funny to see it kind of happen in real time where she's like, oh, I'm gonna get destroyed for this one, aren't I? And she kind of, you
think she saw that? You think
I think she keeps a straight face. Her poker face is amazing. And this is like the thing that we see over and over again with Kristi Noem is like, because there have been so many of these bizarre news cycles where like, all the interviews that she had to do after her book came out and it came out that she had like shot that dog or last week.
Her dog.
Her dog. It's not her dog.
It wasn't some stray dog roaming the property. It was her dog.
There is a reason why, she keeps getting into these situations. And it's the combination of the fact that ultimately she's the cabinet official with whom not all, but a big chunk of the most controversial, the most kind of alarming stuff the administration is doing, the buck stops with her on this stuff. All of the deportations, all of the stuff with, sending migrants to El Salvador and yanking people's protected status and these sort of misinformation campaigns against individual people who have been swept up in these drag nets and smearing them as terrorists and gang members and all this sort of stuff. All of that ultimately lands at her feet. So she has a lot of very difficult questions to answer. And meanwhile, she herself is, one, not particularly adept at answering these kinds of questions, and two, she's just kind of a faintly ridiculous. She's a very ridiculous figure just in general. I mean, she's among the more kind of like bombastic and just kind of like out there members of an administration that's full of bombastic and out there people with her kind of, I mean, the whole Ice Barbie thing refers to her cosplay, going along on these raids, carrying weapon, wearing, all kitted out in the gear. And it's just, I mean, it's all has this sort of faintly ridiculous air to it. And when you combine it all, she's a headline machine.